How does one cope with the loss or the death of a beloved family member?
Death is inevitable. Everything in this world and everyone in this world and every living soul in this world has that expiry date, which is called death. However, the reason I use the word expiry is to the physical body. So we all have to understand that it will happen. But grief is even worse when it happens before we are prepared for it. And the reason why many people grieve a lot during death is because they are never prepared for it. The reason why they are not prepared. Preparation for death is not about accepting that the person will go off. Many people take grief in the wrong way or understand the concept of grief in a wrong way. Many believe that grief is all about the pain that they are going through for the loss of that person. Actually, the pain is not about the loss of the person. The pain is created and more painful. It's because you have lost the opportunity of being able to do something for the person who we have lost. When they were alive, we don't care, or we care less, or we believe there is still time to care later. So what we do is we don't make or create an opportunity to care for them, to do something for them, to be part of their life, so that you can make them a better person or make their life a better life, mainly parents or siblings, right? So once that person passes away, and especially suddenly, that whole reality sinks into you, where I've missed the opportunity to do it and I can't do it anymore. And there's no way that I can tell that person that I wanted to do. There's no way I can tell the person that I love you, right? And this is loss in totality. And that's the pain that you feel that you can't do anything anymore.
What you have just said is it tantamount to being guilty for not having shown the love, the expressions when the person is alive?
This is not a guilty of sin. You have not sinned. It's just guilty that I can't do it anymore. And that pain, this is a guilt caused by pain, right? I could have done more. I could have done more. So when you see somebody in a funeral crying the most, that's the person who loved the most but did not prioritize the most. Right? And that's why it hurts a lot. That's why it hurts the most. So if you love somebody, love that person while they are alive, not regret after they've gone.
How can one have closure during this pandemic when you are not allowed to be at the ceremonies that we go through for burial?
Yeah, burial is, I think that it's in our culture, in our custom, in our mind, that the closure is the part that I can hold the person, a touch, I can do my obligations as a son or a daughter or a parent or a sibling, and the ritual allows us to do that honor. When you are not able to even see the body, you can't do the rituals, you can't do that honor, it leaves a huge vacuum.
Right.
Vacuum. And the only way that you can do to overcome that is don't grieve alone. Reach out to people. Reach out to your other family members who are also going through the grief. Hold their hands. Grieve together. Be supportive. Be a pillar of strength. You don't have to be the only pillar of strength, but when you are there, creating an avenue for everyone to work as a pillars of strength, you're actually helping everyone to overcome that and accept that. So that has to be done. If you are from a family where there's very little relatives or parent, or you lost everyone, please reach out to friends. Please reach out to your neighbors. Or if you don't have friends, you don't have neighbor, please reach out to the people of God, the priests, or the person that you trust the most, your teacher or your gurus or those people, right? Or your mentor or somebody who's your guide, right? Please reach out. If you don't have that, speak to God. That's the only way you can have closure, because you need to express that. And when you put yourself as the pillar of support and strength to somebody else, you are accepting that death, and you're also creating more power to yourself to deal with it as well.
I've encountered many deaths during this time, both of loved ones and very good friends. And when I look back at what I could have done, it is amazing to still feel that loss of not being able to be with them during those last moments. How should I go through such a situation?
It's very difficult for you to go through that situation, especially when you're alone and everything. So it's very important if you belong to a member, if you're a member of a congregation or a following and everything, go reach out to the members and start having that regroup with people. Many times, many people make a mistake. When you are grieving for somebody that you have lost, it has to be with family members who have lost the same person. Actually, what you're doing is you need a human touch to feel reconnected to another human being. Right. So those who are alone, staying alone, and or shut themselves down away from the whole world and other human being, it will be more difficult for them to go through this grief and manage it. So regroup or reconnect with anyone, any human being. Sometimes, you walk to a shop to buy some things and you strike a conversation with somebody else, right? And you talk about it. I think in the Western world, they have this communities program by community leaders, or in some countries even by the government, for them to have this grouping of people to talk about their grief, to talk about their pain, talk about their addiction, talk about their habits, talk about their sins, a lot of things. Talking and reconnecting is good. Many people in the Asian culture still cannot talk about it, because when they talk about it, they feel that they are weakening themselves in front of strangers. Because in Asia, our Asians believe that they need to win over somebody else. They need to become empowered over somebody else. So they are in the constant fight in their mind that they need to be better. So it is very difficult for them to cry out in the open. Very difficult for them to show affection in public.
Very true.
So they don't share. So what they do is they share only with the family members. And worse still, if this particular person is already a successful person and is the most proud person, or the family is proud of them, they don't even grieve in front of the family. That's even worse. And they grieve alone. That's an unwanted ego, useless way of having that ego. If death cannot be your strongest reminder or your strongest teacher that you have lost touch with humanity and you have lost touch with people, what else can be stronger than that?
Right.
So take death as a reminder to reconnect with humans, reconnect with loved ones, and every single human being that you call loved ones were just people that you didn't know, and over time you loved them. So in the similar manner, you can learn to love anybody and anybody can learn to love you. What is important is that level of humanity that you project,
right,
and you understand. So that will give you that you are safe, right? It's just like animals. Why do they move like a pack of wolves or birds? Why do they keep going together? Because they feel secure. They feel protected. It is human beings who want to live alone, but they don't realize that they are dependent on everyone else. So our habitat is humanity, people. But we want to be detached of it, and when we need them, we don't know how to attach back. Right? You stay away from negative people, but it is wrong to say that you stay away from people altogether. People empower people. Empowered people empower humanity. Empowered humanity strives on love.
Is it wrong to be happy and thankful for the person who may have been going through illnesses to have passed away?
Of course, it is not wrong to be happy. You know, let me give you a simple example. If you love somebody and when your time comes to go and you know you're going to go and you have a lot of loved ones around you, correct? First question that you ask, why are there so many loved ones around you, right? It's because you have made a difference in their life, correct? Now, that's why you have so many loved ones around you. Second thing, when it's time for you to go, would you want them to cry for you, or you want them to celebrate your life for a minute and speak, right? Remember that minute of your whole life was focused on spending on that person.
Right.
So for a loved one, imagine the quantum and the amount of time that you have spent. Nobody can take away from you. So when you remove the person totality, you're not appreciating that life.
Right.
You're not appreciating the relationship. So you need to celebrate. That means you added color to my life. You added perspective to my life. You added value to my life. You added life to my life. I need to celebrate you, because if you are not there, all this color, value in life would have been missing.
True.
So why am I grieving? You didn't cause me pain, you caused me joy.
Right. How would you summarize the tips for this particular topic?
Death is inevitable. Don't wait to grieve death, but live celebrating life now itself. So when death comes, you know how to celebrate the person in death, because you have celebrated the person in life.
Right.
So start today, start now. It's never too late. It's only late at death. Most importantly is, it's not about whether they are important to you, whether they feel that you're important to you. Very, very important for you to make an impact to somebody else's life when they are alive, so that you are not impacted upon their death.